Hello, welcome to Are We the Assholes, a philosophical comedy podcast. I am Max Derone,
And I am Riley Sutak.
and we're going to be doing some bullshit. It's going to be unfiltered bullshit.
Yeah,
Where,
uncut nonsense.
well, maybe not uncut, right? I mean, let's be real. If No, actually, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. So the idea behind this is neither of us have ever done this before. Um, But what we want to do is something where we basically just look at real shitty subreddits and just talk about like people on the internet and read comments or read like threads on Reddit and discuss and have fun and in the end answer, are we, the human race, assholes? And yeah.
All
So
right, let's get started.
yeah, I've had some ideas for some segments, and I honestly don't think. I at first thought we could start out with the "Am I the Asshole" segment, but when I was actually looking into it, there was a lot of people, and this is the problem with that Reddit, is that a lot of people go on there, despite the rules, knowing that they're not the asshole. So like a lot of the shit is very much so like, am I the asshole for telling my racist grandma not to be racist? And she gets mad at me, and it's just like
Yeah,
it's fucking
and like
dumb.
common sense shit. Like, obviously, you're not wrong for doing so. You're just looking for attention.
Right. Though I do actually have one that we could start off with before maybe moving to something else. Let me find it. Um, the basic shit. Where are we? I have a completely unorganized Google document. Oh no. Okay, so this is an amazing one because I just want to talk about this. Like this shit. So the title of it is Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Let a Stranger Sing to Me? And like what? There's so much that could be.
Is it like a Christmas Eve, like holiday
No.
caroler?
Okay,
And then they're just like, shut up.
so it's much weirder. It's this 15-year-old girl who's just sitting alone outside of a Starbucks in a fucking alleyway. And she's just chilling and watching YouTube videos and shit. And um this guy just comes up to her with a really weird expression on his face, just avoiding her eyes, and she's like very polite and just like looks up and smiles and like it looks friendly so that he can kind of say whatever he's trying to say. And he says, "I want to sing you a song."
Oh,
Which
God.
yeah. And so she's like very skeptical about it because at this point I would have booked it. Or kicked him in the dick. So yeah,
I
maybe
think,
what?
well, I'm the kind of person to be like, all right, let's see where this goes, and like probe him, like, ooh, what kind of song?
Oh God, okay. And that's what she. Well, okay, so it's funny you say that because that's what she says. She literally. Well, she doesn't really say that. She just says a song, and he just keeps going with, "Yes, I want to sing you a song,"
Oh.
and looking like real weird. And so she's like questioning him to like see if this is a prank or a dare or something that he's like doing because his friends told him to or whatever. And then he's like, no, I just want to sing you a fucking song. He doesn't actually say that, but not fucking song, but basically like that. And then she asks him
Why
like,
is
what?
this gives me Kai vibes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, our friend Kai would totally fucking randomly sing a song to folks on the street. Well, this is okay. So this isn't even on a street. This is in a goddamn alleyway. There's no place weirder to try and sing a strange girl a song than a fucking alleyway.
Well, why was she chilling in an alleyway?
It was, I don't know. Doesn't She was getting food from the Starbucks and was just chilling outside it in the alleyway. What fucking Starbucks is in an alleyway?
Okay, first off, why is this woman sitting in an alleyway?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, who goes to Starbucks and then is like, I'm just gonna fucking eat
Begging for
outside
trouble.
the Starbucks, especially if that Starbucks is in a goddamn alley. Um,
Maybe she's doing it for clout, bro.
oh yeah, exactly that street cred.
Yeah.
Um, and so she's like, "How old are you?" And he's like, 23. And so the original poster is thinking at this point that he was flirting with her, which it I don't even know. Like, is that what your first assumption would be if a man came up to you, or I guess a woman came up to you and wanted to sing you a song? Riley, like, is
Well, I mean, it's not very threatening. It's just out of place.
it's not threatening? I want to sing you a song. Isn't threatening?
Well, I mean, if he's getting really close to you and like,
He's right up in her
you know,
ear, just
creeping on
immediately
you,
up in her face.
yeah,
Yeah.
then that's a no-no. But if he's just like, I want to sing you a song, like, I don't think he's violent
That's
yet.
I what the fuck? You're like chill with this man who's okay. Well, let's just read the
He's
rest before.
practicing his freedom of speech.
Okay, so here's where shit gets even weirder because there is no world where this is chill. Even if he is not doing this and creepy, she tells him she's fucking 15. He's a 23-year-old man trying to sing a 15-year-old girl a song in a goddamn alleyway.
You know, some people have no social awareness whatsoever.
Right, and so he keeps going on, and he's just like, no, I'm not trying to like. He's dressed normally, and so she doesn't think he's like a caroler or a street performer. Wow, I just smacked the mic. Good fucking etiquette of me. And so he says like, so she tells him her age so that, you know, because she thinks he's flirting with her, as strange as a way to flirt with somebody, singing them a song in an alleyway would be. And he insists. He's like, no, I just want to sing you a song. It's nothing like that. I just want to sing you a goddamn song. And she's like, no thanks. And so here is the part that is bananas. He left. And then afterwards, she waited a minute and then left as well. But as she's fucking leaving, she looks behind and he's fucking following her.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so she did get back home, and she was feeling pretty threatened. And it's funny because certainly no one thinks she's the asshole. And that's the thing, right? Like, this one is pretty cut and dry. But
he was well within his rights
to sing her a song, yeah. Anybody has the
Yeah.
right to sing someone a song.
I imagine this guy had some sort of disorder, to be completely honest.
Oh, well, that's fair. I mean, you don't do that? You don't just walk up to people and ask to sing them a song?
Not every day.
Oh, yeah, some days.
Well, the occasion's right, you know?
Yeah.
You see an extra sweet poodle and you want to sing to it.
Oh, man. Dude, fucking poodles. Well, when you're at the zoo, it's different. You want to sing to all those animals.
I love snow leopards.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah. I used to, like, have this snow leopard plush when I was a kid, and I really loved snow leopards when I was younger. I haven't really thought about them in, like, 10 years, but...
I know, but they're such a cool animal.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm, like, more of a lynx guy. Like, Canadian lynx, with, like, the big jowls and furry, like... And they've got the ears. They're so...
Hot damn.
Hot damn?
Hot damn.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a lynx guy, though. Definitely a snow leopard kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I were obscenely rich, the one pelt I would have would be snow leopard pelt.
Oh, that's where you're going? You're not like, they're beautiful animals. Or you're like, I must have it as a rug.
But also that.
So hit
Like,
me with...
That's just instant class.
Hit me with something you found, because... I was just
well,
creeped
I don't
out
know
by
how
this.
tight of a line that we want to walk with this podcast.
Oh, not tight at all. Hit just literally anything.
Okay. Am I the asshole for despising my mentally handicapped sister?
Jesus Christ. Okay, starting off real strong. All right, what's the details?
Just in general, before we get into the details.
Just in general, is he the dick?
Yeah, in general, is he the dick?
Yeah. Yeah,
'Cause,
definitely.
like, starting out, it sounds bad, but at the same time, having a sibling who's handicapped isn't very easy.
Okay, well, so that's that. Okay, so so I get what you're saying, and I do agree for a certain extent, because I think but I think that's where you have to draw the difference. That's not the same as despising the sister. That's despising the situation that you've been like put in, like that someone in your family that like you are close to and has a disability that like will affect your life no matter, you didn't make the choice, you know. And so I think that despising that situation is fine, but I don't think hating the sister for it is fair in the slightest.
I gotcha.
Because her problem, her like this stuff she's dealing with is, you know, miles worse. Like, wait, that's not a goddamn system of like measuring. I mean, it is. It's exactly a system of measuring. Never mind. I don't know why I said miles, but yes, it's a lot. It's a lot worse. Like, you can't despise the person for it. All right. So what? Does he justify this?
Yeah, okay. So it says, the title makes me sound horrible, but hear me out. My sister is severely autistic. She requires attention almost 24/7 and cannot be left alone. She is nonverbal and cannot take care of herself at all. Despite the fact that she is only 12, she is extremely destructive and violent and destroys anything she gets her hands on. I hate her. That should be wrong to say, but it doesn't feel like it. I was only 6 years old when she was born, and since then I've never solely had my parents' attention.
1 sec. Did you say she was only 6 years old when she was born?
No, he says I was only 6
okay.
years
Sorry,
old.
my fucking ears are terrible.
Gotcha. So he's never had his parents' attention. Ever since I can remember, the world has revolved around her. I was moved out of my room into the basement at 7 because she needed to be in the room next to my parents. All of my toys as a child were destroyed by her, and my parents simply ignored me when I complained. Even when I was 14 and she destroyed my Mac my school gave me, I was in the wrong.
Oh.
Along with this, I am expected to take care of her and drop everything I do for her. I can never make plans with friends because my parents expect me to be there if they need me to take care of her. Even when I do somehow get time to myself, I am required to leave if they need me. Oh my god.
Make plans with friends!
He only has one friend.
Well, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking it was I was thinking that the friend himself just referred to himself as friend, like a sloth love chunk type thing. So like, make friend plans, and it's just
like fairy tale where the kids meet like a big friendly giant.
And he just calls himself friend.
Yup.
Oh god, I don't like that. When you make him big, it's like, okay.
Creepy. Like Norm and Little Susie from Phineas and Ferb.
Oh no, I don't. There's a character in Phineas and Ferb called Norm?
Yeah, it's different from its big robot friend.
Oh, it's a
slave.
robot. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
I have no memory.
He's got a hamster wheel in his heart.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's been a
He
real long
makes
time.
muffins.
That fixes everything. It's not creepy. It's not weird if he makes muffins.
He's fine. Anyways, we're off topic.
Okay.
Even when I do somehow get time to myself, I'm required to leave if they need me. If I do not, then I am punished. The recent example of this is when I went to see the new Spider-Man movie and was grounded because I turned my phone off in the theater.
Okay.
It seems as if I am nothing more than a slave to them, and anything involving her simply overshadows me. So this is kind of a good example of him just like ranting.
Before I say anything, what do you think? Because like,
I think his feelings are completely justified. I think he's in a shitty situation, and that I don't think the family can give the proper care to the sister that she needs and take care of other kids.
But is the hate towards the kid justified? Like, this seems like it's more something that, like, it's not the kid's not doing it.
Well, define justified. Because,
Okay.
like, the things that she has done, it's just justifiable to hate her. However,
12 and autistic,
yeah,
right? Like,
that's the other side of the coin.
Like, what is it?
Like hating something that doesn't know any better.
So, well, okay, that, first of all, that something, Jesus, okay,
Well, Uh,
I get
uh,
you. I get you. I'm just fucking with you. So when I was here for so I go to Boise State University, and when I was here for orientation, there was a family that was we were all listening to a presentation about the specific like one of the specific facilities on campus, and there was a family in the crowd, and it was actually I feel like it was very similar to this situation. In fact, almost exactly, because it was two parents, two. I'm just gonna say it right out. They didn't seem like great parents. Two parents, a older kid, and a daughter with Down syndrome, or maybe something different. I don't know. And um, I think that both of the kids were college age students, and or maybe just the guy was. I don't actually know. Um, but the older brother and the woman with Down syndrome were basically like purposefully irritating the shit out of each other the entire presentation, and they were acting real childish, both of them. One, obviously, you can't really blame her for doing that, you know, and but the other one was not certainly not helping whatsoever. And both the parents, like they were, the Down syndrome girl was not, she wasn't like acting how you would during a presentation, like being rather loud and just talking when like the speaker was talking, and you can't really blame her for that, right? Because that's a pretty like. I mean, we take it for granted, but that is a rather like knowing when to talk and not when to not excuse me, is a rather advanced social skill, at least like to a certain extent. And I felt like the people who were in the wrong there were the parents, who were essentially just like letting them do this, and they weren't listening to either one, but were just like I don't know, it was very bizarre. But the reason I bring this up is because the brother was acting how, from what we've discussed, seems like this brother might have been acting. He definitely did not seem to, notice, like, respect or be courteous of the fact that his sister was being really irritated by him, and he was kind of egging her on to act in this way, like in this situation. It wasn't very great. And so what I mean is, like, with this question, with this scenario, is the brother in the right to actually blame the sister? Like, maybe she's breaking toys and stuff, but are the parents, teaching her not to do that? Or are they just going after the brother to, like, do everything? Like, is he in the right to actually hate the sister for it? Or, like, you're saying, like, it's the situation he's in. And so, I don't know. It just seems like the parents are the ones in the wrong in this scenario.
I feel like there is a big unspoken thing, and like regarding disabilities, because they're difficult to handle.
Oh, for
And
sure.
people who aren't experienced with it, they're just doing their best. And like, let's say if you had a kid with Down syndrome, how do you think you'd be able to go about it?
I
Like, I have no fucking clue what to do. Like, what the first step is.
No, I mean, seriously, like, it definitely doesn't seem, and that's why, like, even blaming the parents is a bit much. Like, everybody, but it seems like the parents are definitely expecting more from this brother, like,
Yeah.
in a situation where even they are having trouble handling this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I don't know if it's, I don't know if anybody's the asshole here. Like, I think really, it's something that's like, I don't think anybody seems to be handling it right. Um, and I don't know. It's kind of sad because it's like, the
And
brother.
yeah, it's a lot of fake love too that I see like everywhere. It's like love your neighbor, like fucking,
Oh
especially
yeah.
among the community. But people, they're tough to deal with. They're like,
Oh yeah, I mean a common theme I see in these "Am I the Asshole" posts is these sort of weird weird family structures where like everybody's kind of like a sibling is supposed to act a certain way to their sibling even if it's not genuine because of like something that the sibling's going through and act differently towards them. And I feel like, I mean, I hate to say it, but everybody's got all these different issues, and to a certain extent the only person responsible for them or to like do much about them is the person themselves. Except, and I say this except, in this case, where the kid can't really do anything about them for themselves. Then it falls on the parents, but it does not fall on the brother. I mean, he can help out and such, but they can't get angry at him for, trying to do his own thing and live his life. Is he still 6 in this?
No, he is far older because his sister's 12 now.
Oh, he's 12. No, she's 12.
His sister's 12.
So
he's 18.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he should definitely like because I was assuming maybe that he was younger at this point, or not younger, like 6, but like I don't know. Like I feel like at 18 he certainly shouldn't be. He should probably definitely know better than to blame his sister on it. I don't know. Do you still? What are your thoughts?
I believe everyone is justified in their own right. Just because, like, dealing with people who are difficult is, difficult enough, but then throwing other people who are just trying to do things and then they get inconvenienced by the person.
That's true.
And then it all just snowballs into something way bigger.
Because, I mean, because we talk about, like, oftentimes, like, I think one of the biggest modern examples, I mean, not that this isn't a modern example, one of the biggest things that, like, people who are difficult, is a big way of looking at it. Like, it's not that doesn't say that, like, it's the girl's fault, but we have to look at it as, like, this is the reality of it, Like, he has had to deal with this. It's not necessarily her fault, but his hate, like,
this is what's happening.
His hate is natural, And I think that his hate might be justified. I don't think that if he were, like, taking it out on her, it would be justified. Oh, dude, what if?
Yeah, he has a cross to bear that's not so light.
I'm sorry, he's crossed a bear?
He has a cross to bear that isn't so light.
Oh, okay. It's like, listen, is she a bear? Because that would make so much more sense, though. Breaking all his toys. She's like 12, but he's like 30. Let's just throw that. No, wait, that's not how bears don't age slower. What am I fucking talking about? No. Oh, what was
bears don't age slow. Max, this is going on a podcast.
Yeah, it's fine. Bears age differently. Let's just make that canon to this. Sure.
Bears age differently. That is a fact. Yes.
Bears are the only beings to actually master like time travel. Well, I mean, it's really impressive. There was something I was saying before we got on the bear tangent, though. It was bouncing off of you, I think, but
the bear oh yeah.
Yeah, because like it's okay, so I was saying, like, he can't take it out on her, because like everybody has to recognize that everyone in this situation has a like you said, a difficult cross to bear. They all have to deal with this, and everybody, like, it's not, I feel like it's fine that he hates her, maybe, but I don't think he can take it out on her. What did
it's like when you're on a hike, one of the biggest lessons that I've had to learn is, like, the complaining. Like, it just doesn't do anyone any good. If everyone's already in a shitty situation and you start opening your mouth and talking about how bad you feel, everyone's going to start doing it. And then it devolves into a fight. So, like, I think the trick to getting around it
is
Probably
working
just
through it and, trying to make
yeah.
the situation better, which
Recognizing that like
in
even if you start yelling, nothing's gonna change. You
un-
still are in the situation.
unfortunately in his case, I think the only way to make the situation better is to like help out as much as he can, put that aside. And I think in the end, like as they grow older, this hatred will probably 100% go away, and it might be
Mm-hmm.
like it might be replaced with like pride that she's like growing as a person despite and like still living like a happy life despite her
Mm-hmm. I
her
think it's one of those
disability.
sibling relationships too, because like the longer you're with someone, the more animosity you build up like against them.
Yeah,
And then once you
because
take like a break and you're away from them, then it kind of just all goes away.
oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the best thing I can think about is when this like fixes. Like the best thing that I can think that would fix this relationship between them would be him like I don't know, going off to college and then like seeing how much he's grown and how much the family's managed to do since like when he comes back. Like seeing how they've dealt with this over time and I don't know. I mean, but I realized what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, what if it's the same family as the one I saw? Riley.
Max, the odds of that are like super low.
But what if? Okay,
There's no way.
I want to know what the. I want.
There's not just like 4 or 5 families with that dynamic, Max.
I want to.
It's not like rolling a die.
I want to know what the thread said about it. What conclusion did they come to on whether or not he was the asshole?
It was a pretty heated topic.
You can generally like check the first thing and it'll be like NTA
Yeah.
or YTA.
Hold on, I pulled up the I think how it turned out, and now I'm going back to the original one. What they said?
Well, like what the consensus seems to be.
Yeah. Hold on. Where are the comments?
Because I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say right now.
2,800 comments.
Well,
Everyone's
don't
got their
read
own thing
all
to
of
say.
them. Don't read all of them. Just look for the big acronyms. Because generally the first comment has an acronym on it, and that seems to be the most upvoted one.
NTA.
Okay, good. So it seems like they came to the same
Yeah.
conclusion you did.
He said these are perfectly legitimate and understandable feelings. You have done nothing to sign up for taking care of another human being. It's not like she's your kid, and that was wrong of your dad to joke about, because it sounds like he probably really isn't thinking along those
One thing
lines.
that I think we should do, and I'll pull up my link real quick, is I think we should say who the poster is. It's an anonymous username, so it's not like breaking any privacy, but it's just giving credit because we're doing a podcast, looking at other people's shit. So,
Although there was a dude who commented below that. It says, "Hey, autistic guy here can confirm that original poster is not the asshole here. I can totally get the situation from original poster. I know this is taboo, but we aren't pets and we shouldn't just be thrown around like, okay, you'll take care of him now. No, if you don't want to
oh,
take care of us, fine, but don't throw us in someone's hands without even asking us first."
holy shit, that's kind of an awesome, like a badass response almost.
Yeah.
Who said that? Like, what was the name?
Just a random guy 9999.
Oh, that's his actual name. Okay, so I just
That's
want
his
to.
username.
I just want, yeah, his username. I just want to bump myself back a bit. The person who posted what I was talking about, or what we talked about first with the strangers singing, is Rainy Phase, user Rainy Phase, and the actual verdict on that was she's not the asshole. Surprise, surprise. So. What do you think? Should we continue with more "Am I the asshole" posts, or should we move on to for a bit to like one of the other things I've got up here?
Um, I think we covered some very broad topics, and I feel like if we continue to start to keep walking lines,
Okay.
at least
Oh no,
on
Riley,
the
Riley.
first episode.
A lot of what I have in this, so the second segment I was talking about, I think I mentioned this to you last night, was opinion obituary, and that's using the unpopular opinion. What is it? Subreddit on Reddit, and I've got a lot of shit here, and I'm really excited.
Break it open. I like the sound of
I
that.
think the biggest one I wanted to cover, because I saw this and I love the wording, and it's totally not remotely like controversial or talking about serious subjects, and it is the unpopular opinion posted by Carbide X. Tapping someone's shoulder is an elite prank and not childish. Talk about a fucking tone switch.
I have had that happen to me more times than I can count, and there's like a flash of hatred that like bubbles up every time I look the wrong direction.
I think I've never had it happen to me, which is such an
Really?
interesting thing, because like I see people do it in like movies or like
My
sometimes
roommate
friends.
does it to me. He used to do it to me all the time, Jason.
Jesus. So let me just read their description. I'll let you know for the singing one. I kind of, I paraphrase that because it was basically like written like a script, and so
Yeah.
I just kind of did my own spin on it. Because the reason I was whispering is because she said he was mumbling it, but
Oh shit.
yeah, which is way worse. Okay, so like here's the description. The prank where you tap somebody's shoulder so they'd look in that direction. That shit is funny as fuck. I hate it when people say it's childish or stupid. Edit. Holy fucking shit. My first platinum. So I guess that's a Reddit thing. Do you know what that is? Because I don't know.
People give awards to posts that do really well, or like if you really feel very strongly about something or like really like the post, then you can give it an award, and then that'll sort of make it gain popularity, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Just kind of like,
That's cool. Because I'm relatively like I just started getting into like consistently looking at Reddit maybe this year. So some of this is new to me, and I'm very very happy with what I found. But the first response on this, Riley, is something that I think could help you next time Jason does it. And it's from Demonic Piano, and he says he programmed himself to look the opposite direction when he's then the shoulder that he's tapped on. So, which is funny because that means that more times than not, he's gonna be pulling this prank on himself. They're gonna tap the right shoulder, and he's gonna look the fucking other way. It's bullshit. There's no winning. Oh, though I love it. And one of the comments on that was, "How many nipples do you have?"
what?
They're asking him. He says he got called a witch once for doing that because, like, probably or like seeing the future or some shit. And one of the persons like, I guess, because so this brings up a thought. They're saying, I think what they're saying is that you can tell a witch by how many nipples they have. So how many?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, Riley. So when we're out on our daily
I
Sunday,
think anything more than 2 would be considered a witch, don't you think?
but there are loads of people with 3 nipples. We can't just go witch hunt 3 nippled people. I mean, we
Why
can.
not?
I mean, we could. Oh man, dude, that would be the fucking uprising, though, right?
You know, the uprising of the 2-nippled people.
The
It's like Rick
2-nippled
and Morty,
people.
you know? It's like the cone nipples versus the other ones.
Is that a Rick and Morty joke?
Yeah.
Oh god.
It was Unity, the whole Unity thing.
Well, it reminds me of the goddamn. Do you remember that joke? This is real digging far back, and I don't actually know if this isn't something that you and I joked about. Then this will be new. But there was a joke we made because you heard about that guy who got his ribs removed, or some of his ribs removed, so that
yeah.
he could suck his own penis.
Mm-hmm.
There was a joke, and I don't remember if this was this was way back. It was probably like very early high school, middle school that we had. I don't know if it was you, or I probably mentioned it though, because it's kind of something that was really funny to me. Was the idea of hundreds of thousands of people doing that, and that eventually they'd become like their own race of worm people who just like removed all their ribs so they could suck their dicks. And
Sounds like something we would talk about.
yeah, and so like the concept there is, and I think that this could be something to do with the 3 nipple uprising, or the two nipple, like, it's not an uprising from the people with two nipples though, because I feel like it's a pretty solid situation that the two nippled people have the control now, because we've never had like a three nippled president, have we?
Not that we know of.
Look it up. Fucking
Maybe
look it up.
Oh, Kennedy got shot because of it.
Kennedy got shot because
it's already happened, dude.
It's the conspiracy.
It's already happened.
So like that's the situation I imagine is like in the three nipple versus two nipple war, or not even war, but leading up to the war, there would become like racism for it, just like with the worm person concept, that there would be bars that wouldn't allow worm people in there, or like bars that would be like that would force you to wear a nipple window so that you can like go in and show that you don't have three nipples.
And we have clear, transparent clothing to nipples now.
Yeah. What?
Dude,
Oh,
the Free the Nipple movement could like hitch a ride on this.
Oh, that's true. It could end
two
up
birds with one stone.
Is a genocide on all people with three nipples necessary to free the nipple? Because I'm thinking
why not?
It might actually be productive.
We didn't get the job done.
The benefits would be better than those.
Free the nipple would be a thing. Like,
God, I wonder what like nipple warfare would be like though, right? Because there would have to be like a way to distinguish. Because it'd be pretty hard. Because I don't know. Have you ever seen a third nipple?
they're kind of messed up.
Well, they don't. They're just anything that's on the milk line, so they don't even necessarily look like nipples really all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel like there would have to be some sort of biomechanical warfare to, you know, find people with three nipples and eliminate them. I wonder if we could, like, I want like a sci-fi scan that they like run over your chest and
like
torso.
a RoboCop, but instead of the visor, it's on your boobs.
What the fuck? Okay, sure. Well, he doesn't fucking see through his nipples, Riley. The three-nippled war is not like, it doesn't change our physiology so we fucking have eyes on our nipples. That's not what, like...
No, but it's the ultimate creation.
Yeah, okay.
The top three nippled scientists have come together.
Oh wait, this is a three-nipple creation?
Yes.
This is from the Uprising?
That's like back. Yes.
Okay.
Like RoboCop, but the visor's just on the chest where the nipples
That's true.
are.
It's a symbolic thing. Do you think he's not a robot? Do you think he's got like human eyes and human head, but his like
He's
chest?
probably a cyborg, to be completely honest.
He's just got robot nipples. Ooh,
yeah.
ooh.
And
you know what?
Shoot out chest beams.
Yes, you know what would 100% exist in the nipple uprising? Would be the fucking the laser boobs from Austin Powers. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or the gun boobs?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That would totally be a thing.
Yeah, it would. Holy fuck.
This is a perfect world. It
really is. The fucking nipple wars, man. World War III will not be fought with
this
nukes.
And think we're I'm worried someone we know will find this and think we're being serious.
I mean, I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm saying it could. I'm not saying it will.
I know which side you'd be on.
What do you? Okay, fine. What side would I be on, Riley?
You're definitely a two nipple man. However,
are you
I would
fucking
be a double
assuming
agent.
my nipple count?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
I've seen you shirtless.
You know, I would like to propose the idea that the way that this war would end, because I feel like both sides would probably be capable of some like pretty damn awesome shit, especially with like the RoboNippleCop, like the nipple gas that like detects if you have more than two and like kills the cells on the third one or something. Like I would like to see the way that it ends, I feel, would be the person who comes out and is like, dude, I've got like 4 nipples. And he like builds the bridge between the two sides.
The 4-nippled saint.
And the 4-nippled man brings peace to the world.
What would his name be?
Oh, I'm sure it would be the Tit Pope.
Nepaldo.
Oh, Nipaldo? I guess I was thinking of a title. All right, fine. Nipaldo the Tit Pope.
Yep.
I think nipple wars would be great though, because it could eliminate racism. Because people would be so focused on the number of nipples you have that it wouldn't really matter what your skin color was, or gender, or what your sexual orientation was. It's like the whole idea of world peace being caused by alien invasions. We're all banding together to defeat the minority of three-nippled people.
Yeah.
The
minority. Would it really be a fight?
I don't know. I really don't.
Because like the population of three-nippled people isn't that great, and the governments could probably like.
Are you sure about that? They could be hiding among us.
They could be in charge.
That's true.
For all we know, the three-nippled people have already gained control.
Yeah, the shit you can do with makeup to hide those nipples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, Max, are you a three-nippled person?
Listen, I will never reveal that information.
Alright. Three-nippled people aside.
Okay. Did you have anything other than Am I the Asshole stuff that you looked up? Because I can find more of these, but we stuck a long time.
Unpopular opinions.
Yeah, did you get one or find any or? Because I've got more.
I think I had one bookmarked. You go first, though.
Okay, I'll look at what I've got. Oh, okay. So this one is one that's I kind of want to like, because we did just spend like 5 minutes talking about a theoretical nipple war. This one is something that I think that it's not a serious topic, but I think the discussion is there. And I honestly think that this post was funny to me because there's a lot of irony in the fact that this is a post on Reddit and that this is the title. It says, the unpopular opinion posted by Persona the Guys. That's Guise, not guys. Or that's guys, not guys.
See.
So the title was, "It's not worth your time arguing with people on the internet." Which, ironically, is exactly what this man is...
Repeat that, please?
I cut out? Okay. It is not worth your time arguing with people on the internet.
Yes.
What I find
Absolutely.
fun... What? Oh, you agree with them?
Worth your time. Yeah. Okay,
well, I do too, actually. But I think what's fun about this is that he's putting it on Reddit, on an unpopular opinion forum, which is literally, like, the only reason you would do that is to start a fucking argument.
Of irony. I love it.
So I'll read his thing, though, because I want to see if there's anything more we can get from this. Because if we both agree on it, I actually expected you to...
Well, I mean, okay, however, I was going to bring up Call of Duty, for instance.
Oh, okay.
Like, you ever been in a Black Ops 2 lobby? Or... Modern Warfare lobby and people just start yelling and then you start yelling back because whatever, you're not going to see them again? Excuse me.
Well, okay, I think it's fine because no, I haven't. I know exactly what you're talking about. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, I haven't. I'm pretty sure. Okay, are we talking specifically Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare? Because I thought it was funny that you asked me that question.
Just like Call of Duty or games in general.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't think that's really what this guy is talking about, because those aren't like, you're not
debating.
You're not like invested in it, you know. You're just having fun. I'm talking like,
right.
And I'm shitty about this because I do this. I'll do this all the time, and I generally don't get really invested in it, but I do definitely respond to people when they say shit. Like, if you look at big Instagram posts about things that I like, Riley, you're probably going to find, like, me responding to somebody on some of them. It's generally, like, at 6 a.m. I'll wake up, and I'll see it, and I'll just be like, I don't fucking... Like, before going back to sleep, I'll be like, I'll write a goddamn essay in response and put it in the comment. Because there was literally... And this is the nerdiest, like, example of this. But I was looking at a post that said... It was a joke on anime characters that are, like, the same. Anime shonen protagonists. And it was on Goku and Luffy from Dragon Ball and One Piece, respectively. And they were talking about how similar they were. And I'm like, and I remember I was...
That's not the same at all.
What is? Oh, those
Luffy and
characters?
Goku.
Well, they're talking
Yeah.
about their personalities and whatnot. And
Yeah,
so
I mean, I haven't actually watched One Piece or Dragon Ball, so I guess I'm not really one to judge.
yeah. Well, okay, so it's funny because like that's basically what I did. I was like, they're not really the same at all. Like they on the surface they seem pretty similar, but when you look at them in depth, they've got very different character arcs and personal. And like it was what like 5 a.m. and like I had woken up like from my sleep to use the restroom or something, and I just fucking like responded with a big old paragraph, and I kept and like afterwards I realized like, and this is where I do agree with what this guy's saying, because I finished it and I was like, that I don't care. Like it doesn't fucking matter. I don't like even watch that much One Piece. Like it doesn't. It's not like it's something,
And
that's
both are
too
kind of critically acclaimed.
yeah.
So like,
It's not like I'm defending either show or like something like that, and even that's stupid. Like it's all subjective. But like I thought it was funny because like I realized it. I still did it, you know. I did it, and then I immediately was like, why? I don't even care. And I think like the same thing. Like I don't know. Have you ever done that where you've gotten really like put in like a ton of not time but like effort into some like argument like that on some social media platform?
see, no, I'm the opposite. I don't even like attempt to comment or follow up on comments. Like if I think something funny on an Instagram post, I maybe like I'll comment it, but I won't check it. I won't do anything. It's gone. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. I wish I was like that. I think it's good that I think I'm a happy medium where like I'm not on there enough. Like I don't know if you've seen how many times I have posted on Instagram within like the past 2 years, but it's got to be pretty small. Um, but like,
Honestly.
I think what's good is I think Twitter is the place for that. And Reddit, like I read Reddit arguments, but I don't get involved with them. But like,
I like the idea of Twitter. I don't like what it is.
yeah, I've never gotten into Twitter. I know
Neither
was
have
it our friend Gavin? He's fucking obsessed with Twitter, and
Gavin,
I don't think it's an unhealthy thing. I could never get into Twitter, and I think Twitter's where all those arguments come like happen.
Yes, but it's also a meme breeding ground too. So
Oh, but everywhere is. I mean, are you
that's
kidding me?
also a fact.
So I was gonna actually read his description to see if there's anything more to this, like if he specifies, because we just kind of took the title and rolled with it.
Yeah.
What he said was, it's pointless. They're never going to change their mind no matter how much logic and evidence you use to prove your point. And when you're like, I don't want to argue anymore, go argue with yourself. They think they've won and go on a whole rant about facts, how mentally superior they are, and how you weren't ready for an intellectual debate. That's another thing. They think they win every time. Especially in YouTube comment sections. They think they're so brilliant and whimsical, which is hilarious, since when have you taken the time to digest what they're saying and it's all whimsically stupid? Or whimsically? He says whimsically. That's not a word, is it?
I have no idea. This
Okay,
man just likes the word whimsical.
I hope it's... Yeah, he does. And these people are actively looking for arguments, as if they're bitter that no one gives a shit about their opinion in real life. Okay, so what I find amazing about this guy's the opposite side. This guy's the guy who cares, Riley. He's the guy who gets angry when somebody responds, and then he gets all like, that's what this is, right? Because he's saying
It's
like...
even more ironic.
Yeah, it is. Because he's saying, like, he's talking about how much he's, like, they're, like, how serious they get about it. So he's the other side. He's the guy who puts up their opinion and is, like, and thinks it's, like, better, and then just gets mad when people respond with, like, more shit or something. Like... Or no, he's the guy who's upset. Sorry, I'm getting lost on it. He's the guy who's upset that they won't change their mind. He doesn't think it's pointless because you're never gonna see them. He thinks it's pointless because they won't change their mind. That's so funny because he's the guy who cares, Riley. I mean, it's not.
Yep.
I get it though.
He's saying it's pointless, and yet he's talking about how much he cares about it. I
Yeah.
have one that I would, because like,
Go for it.
okay, because I found one and I've been itching to tell you about it. It's everything these days is related to your race, and I hate it. And I agree
What?
so heavily with this.
What? To
Mm-hmm.
race? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think so. I think that the everything these days is related to your fucking sexual orientation or gender. I think that uh, like homophobia and stuff like that is much more common right now than racism. But go
So
for
now
it.
you think that,
Yeah. Okay.
but here's how he explains the argument, and I think he does a good job of it. Why can't we focus on individualism? I just saw a post on Reddit about a black surgeon successfully doing a transplant to cure deafness. Awesome, right? Yes, it is very cool, but why does black need to be added to the title? I think that a lot of
Oh.
people are actually becoming more racist by hating racism so much. Everyone is
Oh.
trying to be so inclusive. Just focus on individuals, and the world will be a better place.
Holy shit. Um. Wow. Yeah. Actually. Okay. Now that you explain it like that, that makes way more sense. Um. Yeah. Okay. I 100% agree. Um. I think there's what is it? I think it's funny because it feels weird, right? Like
Hmm.
they're doing it to stop, like to prevent from being racist, but in a sense they're being racist by doing it.
Exactly.
I think the biggest one of the bigger
That contradiction was one of my biggest pet peeves in school, too.
oh yeah, I mean like I mean what is it? My are you talking high school or like
School in general.
oh okay. Yeah, so I think for me it's always in the workplace.
That
Because
too.
when I was trying to get a job at a local used game store we had back in Alaska, I remember, or no, I wasn't. One of my friends was, and I remember they were refused the job because not because they weren't qualified or that the other person was more qualified, but because the job wanted to be more diverse in ethnicity and like cultural
Yeah.
background. And
And
I
by
felt
doing that, they were racist.
yeah, because they were being like, you're not diverse enough, which is such a weird statement. And I feel like
Hmm.
the only place where that's even remotely like that you can really, because I think the only way to solve that is to just not give a shit. Like not it doesn't matter if there's a I don't think it matters if there's a disbalance in like your
Also,
workplace. I think as long as a black person or like a Mexican person or like any somebody of any other race, like minority race of any kind, even I say minority, but but like of any other race, as long as anyone of any race can get a job at the place that you like are running, like it it shouldn't matter what the race of the
hmm
people hiring are, as long as anyone could get a job, because then it does become sort of
yeah,
racist.
because then it's racist.
Right. I think
I think a very unpopular opinion, piggybacking off of that, is racism against white people. Now,
what?
just because our skin color is white, that means that we don't get to choose what countries we're from, like choose our
Oh,
nationality. We're
wait.
just lumped in with white
Oh,
people.
are you talking about like just somebody being like, "Oh, okay, I get it." Cuz like
Hmm.
um well,
Because
this is
like
one that I think
darker people get to be more culturally like
I well,
definitive, and we don't get that.
so I think the thing to look at is that is I think the perfect example of this is Jewish people. Like there are plenty of white Jewish people, right?
Hmm.
And like yeah, and like like I mean obviously Jewish people have a massive history of oppression just like black people. So like it's funny to me that like a Jewish person would still be like in this situation, the workplace one that I'm talking about, like they would also probably, be picked. Uh, maybe they're still just as like they just. Oh God, I'm losing my track of my
I'm
argument here.
tired. I'm tired of the world trying to be so inclusive that it's counterproductive.
Yeah, well, because I think like the problem is we're we're drawing more attention to racism, and that's fine. That's supposed to. It's a problem, and it is something that has to be taken care of and has to be recognized. But
It's
I
a
think
delicate situation that needs to be handled with care.
right, and I think when people get very like, I think when people like try to go out of their way to be, because like you don't need, oh god, I smacked my thing, like, okay, so I think the biggest example of this, and a lot of people are really angry about this, I don't think you watched this, but a lot of people are talking about this with the newest season of Doctor Who, because they have what is it, they try to be so PC to the point that it is in everybody's face, to a point where it's not like, it's unrealistic. You know?
Yeah.
You're not drawing attention to the problem and showing us a way to fix it. You're just drawing attention to the problem and I don't know,
Annoying
like,
everyone by doing so. You don't
yeah.
need to draw attention to the problem every time. If everyone knows about the problem and just like goes about their life and,
Well, I think
acts
the
with
biggest
some decency.
I think the biggest thing with racism, especially, or any kind of oh fuck, what's the word, prejudice, any kind of prejudice,
Yes.
the biggest way to solve the problem is to not is to be like colorblind or whatever with them. Like, I don't fucking, like, I don't give a shit like what race my friends
I
are or
don't
anything.
like
Like, I just, they're just my friends, they're my people. There's nothing there. And I feel like the same thing especially should be said about workplace, or like anything like that we've been talking about. Because like it does sound, when we're talking about this, like, because what we said, like, drawing attention to the problem is bad. That's not true. It's
Well, in some ways it is.
it's drawing attention to the problem and then making a separate problem by doing so.
Yes.
Like, because it is.
Sometimes you just don't need to draw attention to things anymore. Like, we're all aware of racism, okay?
I think the biggest, yeah, and the people who, like, the people who aren't are very blatantly racist, or not like the people who aren't racist, but like the people who are blatantly racist. And there are, okay, so I'm not gonna belittle like the things in our society that are still like genuinely racist or prejudiced against anything. Like, what is it? The fact that there isn't protection for like protection in the workplace for like getting hired for LGBTQ plus people in a lot of states is awful. I mean, obviously, I speak from. I mean, I've never been like prejudiced against it.
But on the flip side,
but like at the same time, I would
doesn't
hate
even
it.
belong in the office.
No, and that's the thing, right? And well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that it's become a thing, right? Like, it is like people don't let a lot of places will not let trans people work there. And that's and there's no law protecting that against that, because it shouldn't matter.
Yes,
like what you're saying,
that is
it should not
discriminatory.
matter. It shouldn't matter what anything like that, as long as they can get the job done and are a decent person. Like, it's
I think
so ridiculous.
first appearances matter, and I think probably the underlying problem for all of this is like your sexual orientation and what you define yourself as has no place where you work.
Exactly. But that
And
doesn't
people
mean.
who try and push that on other people are distracting from other work.
Now, what do you mean?
Like, not wanting that there
Oh,
is
okay,
kind
I
of
get you.
reasonable.
Because I mean, okay, so
Because
I want to.
because you can be trans, but if you're just like cool about it and you're like, yeah, no, just trying to go about my life, like, I'm sure you get hired anywhere.
Okay,
But
so
if you're
that's
too
not
like
that's not true.
pushy about it and
Hold on,
shit
hold on.
like that, I didn't-
Hold on a minute. So I want to. So because it sounds like what you're saying for a moment is like, so okay, so let's say somebody who is gay wants to get a job at a place, and say they dress differently and express their sexuality through their personal appearance, and like it comes out in their humor maybe, and like other things, or maybe they just like talking about I think it's, sorry, I just, my throat real quick. I think that's not bad. I think that can be in the workplace, because that's just who you are as a person and how you're working with it. And I think the same with trans goes. Like, if you're somebody who is, if you're a like male to female transgender person, maybe mid transformation, like, you know, get like, or or any either way, like whatever, it doesn't matter. Like I think that your physical appearance and your identity in that case, like what you're saying, like it shouldn't come into place at the workplace. But
Yeah.
like I think that if they have to like change the way they dress, and they're like with there's no dress code or something at the workplace, but they have to change the way they dress to look more like the gender they were born with, that's not their problem. That's the problem that the workplace has brought up.
That would be that's an exception. I would,
Because I think
I would have fault with that. Like I would see fault with it.
because I don't think there is a situation where like unless like I don't think unless you're like specifically like okay, so I want to ask you your opinion on this, because like it seems like this is where we're going with this. If somebody was homosexual and they were working in a, or even how about me, for example, like if I was working in a place and I was dating a guy at the time, would it be okay, like, or say anything like that? Would it be like, okay, sorry, I'm losing my thought process, but I've got it going. I'm doing it. Okay, so say the person I'm dating comes into the workplace and maybe they give me a peck on the cheek or something affectionate. They show some kind of physical affection. Are you saying that it would be fair for the person to then fire me afterwards because of that? Because I'm bringing that more into the workplace?
I mean, I think it's well within the employer's rights, because first of all, that shouldn't be happening, and you signed a contract, and if the rules were in there,
wait. Because that's not like the same as like.
But if it's just blatant homophobia, then like.
Well, yeah, because like okay. Oh, so you're saying if it was a woman as well, like that, if they did not want any form of like PDA in the workplace.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's fair. Like, but if they were firing him because it was another man, and it was very clear that it was another person, like another man,
that is a huge problem.
That would be a problem. Okay, because that was what I was concerned about. Because I was like, Riley, are you are you defending this? But like, I think like with that being said, I think that it is a problem that we need to keep in mind, is that there isn't protection for that in the workplace. Like there isn't laws really in a lot of states that keep it so that people can't be fired because of their gender identity or sexual orientation. And I think that drawing the attention to those problems is necessary. I think that maybe like, but I think you go, when you go too far and say, well, I'm not going to hire you because we have too many straight people working here. That's the situation.
They're not looking at the individuals anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the entire concept of race is counterproductive towards like individualism.
Oh,
because,
exactly.
Like,
I mean,
you're
like,
no longer a person. You're like you're in a class sort of, and it's just that's not how I want to be seen. I want to be seen as me, the person like that I've become.
Exactly.
Something I was born with.
And I mean, like, I think, yeah. I mean, I think, to be fair, like, we should preface that neither of us really has been exposed too much, at least to ourselves, to any sort of like racial or sexual orientation like oppression. Because like I'm bi, but like I haven't. Like, I don't bring that with me, like, into a lot of situations, and people don't, like, it's not something that people have ever, you know, got after me about. And, like, I think the same with you, like, you're not, like, what is it? We're both pretty much white dudes, right?
Yeah, we're straight white males, almost.
Yeah. So, to a certain extent, like, it's not necessarily something that... But we've all had friends and family that have been, have had to deal with this stuff
and shit like that.
Yeah,
it's
and like,
awful.
I think it is something like, I think that's a big thing, because a lot of people comment on like, we don't like the arguments that we might say about this stuff would be less valid, and I want to bring up something that I actually read on Reddit, mind you. I can find the comments and put it in the description at some point, or the person who did it. But there was something that said, some person wrote this on a post that said, you hear an argument, right? Close your eyes.
Mhm.
You're not looking at the person. Close your eyes. You hear an argument from a specific person. Now, and you think it's valid or invalid, right? Either way, when you open your eyes, you find out that they are woman, a man, like X race, X like X gender, X race, whatever. It could be anything. Why should that why should that change your opinion on the argument's validity? Like how could they, like you already had your opinion was that, and then you got upset because it was this person giving it, or this person's physical appearance was giving it. Like that's such a weird thing. But it's such a genius comment because it's like it basically invalidates the entire idea of prejudice against somebody, like at least to like that validates or invalidates what they're saying. It's so interesting to me.
It's also the fact that prejudice is ingrained into everything we do.
Oh yeah, and it's really
The
unfortunate.
common sense is literally just a set of prejudices. Like it's things that you learn to like not do and do based off of prior experiences. And so like just changing people's mindsets right out of the gate with like your well put together argument isn't gonna work.
No,
You're gonna have to change them at like a biological level.
It's
in
well,
order to achieve it.
that's what's rough about thinking about how to solve racism or any kind of like common prejudice is like it's something so ingrained in like it's existed forever, to the point where it's like there will always be people who feel and think this way, and it sucks. I mean, it's really unfortunate, but I think like the best thing you can do is just kind of is at least is try to become like just blind to that shit. Like you don't see a person as a collection of ethnical backgrounds and sexual orientation or whatever and gender. You see them as the person that they are, and that's.
I think if you truly want to be free of like racism and oppression, you just need to stop caring about the oppression and the racism. You can't keep on bringing it up because the more you bring it up, the more you like.
Well, I don't think stop caring. I think it should always be something that's like recognized that it has happened.
Yeah, but just like don't pay it any mind, and if you don't pay it any mind, then people will stop
if we stay in like the present tense, if we think like this is where we're at, we're going in this direction, like this is what we shouldn't be doing, this is what we should be doing going forward. And I think as long as like history doesn't repeat itself because we decide that history didn't happen or something, like we ignore it completely, like I think that that's the best way to do it. I think we should.
People just don't know how to let things go. This will be my last 2 cents. I think learning to let things go will be the biggest asset in life for anyone. Okay. Choosing your battles, because obsessing over something that someone says is just as pointless as arguing about it. And so holding on to shit like that.
Now, I want to preface this by saying you're saying
inconsequential.
You're saying like more like a racist redneck person or something. Not all rednecks are racist, I'm just gonna say, but like a racist redneck or something yells something at you in a bar, and like you let it bother you the whole night or something like that. That's what you're talking about. Okay, because I was thinking you were because I was really hoping you weren't thinking like, okay, well let's like we should just get over the Holocaust, or like that's not, that's
also that too. Like recognizing that the event happened and it occurred is important.
Yeah,
but at the same time, holding things like that,
like holding it as something important, but only in the case of like we need to make sure this never happens again. Like we can remember, we can remember and remorse about it, but like we can't. You can't use it to say like, well, all German people are racist or something, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's clearly not true.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can move on from this now. I mean, that was really way more like in depth and serious than I was expecting. From I'm sorry. What unpopular opinion post brought this?
Mine.
Yeah. What was
Everything these days is related to your race, and I hate it.
Okay. Who was the person who
posted? Have clutch with a K.
Okay. Let me bring up my next thing. Man, okay, because I got like fucking dozens of these last night, and I'm like sitting here and I'm like, man, we're spending a lot of good time on like each one of these. Okay.
These are loaded questions, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, the unpopular opinions, of course, because that's what it is in their nature. It's like, it's an unpopular opinion, meaning there's a discussion to be had, you know? Like, let me see. Oh, here. Okay, so let's do another lighter tone one. Oh, sorry, no, I want this one, because this is way better. Okay. And this is posted by user OC2156. And it says, night showers are better than morning showers. I think the idea of not looking at the details yet and just going off of the title at first is a better idea. So what do you think, Riley?
Well, with the night shower, you run into the trouble of, because like everyone sweats when they sleep, you know?
Yeah,
and you wake up and you start your day like all greasy. So like you're already gonna have to do some work in the bathroom, scrub your face, get shit done.
Yeah, I call it sleep gunk. That's what I refer to.
Yeah, got a bunch of sleep.
Yeah, when you wake up and you're like, oh man, I gotta like fucking brush my teeth, shower before I let any human being, animal, or anything see me. Like,
I get that.
Yeah, that's how I feel. So I want to go into the details because this guy is so strange to me. His points are insane. He's got, night showers are better for many reasons. Every time I take a morning shower, I feel hot and sweaty for the rest of the day. Nighttime showers let you decide how long you shower for without having to wake up earlier to take a long shower. Taking a shower before bed is scientifically proven to help you sleep faster. You don't have to wake up early for a nighttime shower. So, there's a few things here. And I think
2 of those points were waking up early.
Yeah, 2 of them were the same thing. But the biggest thing that I think is insane, because it kind of goes against exactly what we talked about. He feels hot and sweaty when he takes a morning shower for the rest of the day. Isn't it the opposite? Because isn't that what we're talking about with the morning?
Yeah, wouldn't he just be like clean?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense. It's the opposite. that one just got me. And I think that
okay, another point for a night shower though could be like after a workout and like during the day.
Definitely. What is it? My friend Dan. He is a specific night shower like Pope. He will fucking die on that hill. And his whole situation with it is basically, it's not like what this guy's is, but he says he wants to feel clean when he goes to sleep. He doesn't want his sheets to have his day gunk on it, which I think is actually fair, but
That's a good point.
Which begs to ask the question, like, I wonder,
However, what are you getting into that's so dirty that you're bringing home with you?
Yeah, Dan. I'm directing this directly at my friend Dan. What the fuck are you getting into? No, I get that, because like I've had that sometimes, and the workout thing is a very specific, is definitely a good example, because like you don't want to go to bed all sweaty and shitty feeling, but at the same time.
So you have one shower in a day. When do you use it?
Oh, are you asking me specifically now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, because my schedule as of late has been insane, and I basically will end up showering in, like, sleeping in, showering in the middle of the day, and then like I don't know, it's bad, but I when I would like when I worked at when I worked in the mall, I was going to shower at night before days when I was working, which made sense because I could sleep in and then get on the bus and then go to fucking work, and it worked. Yeah. But at the same time, you still had that sleep gunk aspect to it. My time of day that I think is the best time that you could shower, and now this does not work for everybody, not in the slightest, is 3 a.m. If you shower in the like very middle of the night, close enough to when you wake up. Like if you and you could just wake up like in the middle of the night, shower, go to sleep, wake up again. You won't have sleep gunk, and you can sleep in. At least that's how I see
I mean, yeah, that could be the answer to the question that nobody's asked.
Yeah, I mean, can you work your entire sleep schedule around showering? Like, I yeah, I mean, though the problem there is that it can, if you have long hair, it fucks up your hair. You have bedhead for the entire day, basically.
Yeah, dude, I shaved my head. I don't need to worry about that anymore.
What the hell? You shaved your head?
Yeah, dude, I didn't tell you.
No!
Oh yeah, I'm a bald bearded man now.
That's really awesome! Holy
Thanks.
shit! I thought
sporting a wool hat though,
I was
everything's fucking cold.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, like, you had your hood on the whole time I was in winter break, so I never saw it.
Yeah.
Did you shave it before then?
Fuck. No, afterwards.
Okay,
but
'cause
I had my hood on because I've just been. Okay, Max, I don't have enough money to pay for heat, like that often. So more than likely, I'm gonna have 4 or 5 layers on.
Okay, all right.
Especially if it's snowing.
That's fair. Yeah, I just bumped you down volume-wise a little bit because I noticed. I think you might be clipping, and I think we both might be a little bit, but not
I think
much.
it's Discord.
What? No, it's
Discord.
I'm looking at the waves, or not the waves, but I'm looking at what's that because I've got
Maybe
OBS
that.
in front of me and I'm just looking at it. And you're definitely like louder than I am with it. And I did that on purpose, I think. But actually, I'll just bump you back up to what you were because I would rather.
Have something consistent.
Yeah,
to edit.
and then like if it has a problem, because I can hear you, right, and I hear what it's doing. So I think
Dude, we're figuring this out.
yeah, this is we're figuring this shit out. Okay, so I think we might have time for one more thing before we sort of start to talk about sort of the future of what we're doing, and I did have a unless you have something awesome, like for whatever.
You have the floor.
I had a second or another thing because like my favorite podcasts to listen to are like my brother and me, or like stuff like Late Nights, where like it's very much so advice show podcast. And I think with ours, it's along those lines where we're discussing these opinions and these arguments, but like we're not giving advice. But I would like to have a little segment with that. And I was thinking, so a lot of places are like, I found actually Reddit's subreddit for that. Like I didn't think they had one. They have an Ask Reddit subreddit. And I got some pretty fun things. A lot of them are like hypotheticals, like what we would do, you know? But
Okay, I like those.
some of them are pretty cool. Let me see. Oh yeah, here. Okay, so this one, I have a few of them I think we could go through because I think we can go through them fairly fast. Here it is.
Max.
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, what
This
were you
is
gonna say?
something that can wait. I was gonna say something stupid.
Oh, okay. No, you can go for it. The thing just loaded up. So, you want to say something
Okay,
stupid? Go
now,
for it.
If a man approached you and gave you the option of turning like your lower part of your leg, like knee down, into a shotgun, but you can still walk and stuff, would you do it?
Yeah, of course. Would you
Good
not?
answer.
Because of course I would. What are the downsides?
Shotgun leg, dude.
What are the downsides to shotgun leg?
I don't know, just something that I thought of.
Oh man. Okay. So here's the one that I brought up. You're allowed to tweet one tweet from the Pope's account. What are you tweeting? It's a hypothetical. If you could
Hail
tell
Stan, because it will break the internet.
who the fuck is Stan.
Yeah, people
That's
would be
what
like,
would break
is
the
he trying to
internet?
say Satan or Stan?
Oh my God. It's
Did
like
he misspell or
it's
not?
like covfefe, where like for ages people were like, "What the fuck does it mean?"
Yes. What is
Have you?
covfefe?
Did you read? Did you? There was a interview with I forgot which political figure it is. Well, it was somebody important in Trump's administration, and there's a bunch of people, and one of the questions that came up was, "What the heck was up with covfefe?" Basically, like that was and the guy's like, I think the president and a small group of people do know what that meant. It was not an accident, and everyone's like,
Okay.
"What?" It's like, he's like trying to cover
It broke.
Everyone was like,
It
"What the
broke.
fuck does it mean?" It was really funny. You could hear people in the background yelling, like, "Are we in danger?" It's awesome. I really liked it. You know what? I think I've got a few answers. I think my first one, just because of what I was saying, and I think it'd be an interesting idea, is I would actually wait to do this. I would wait till 10 years after covfefe was originally posted, and then post a covfefe tweet from the Pope's account.
Oh my god. It continues.
Yeah, because like I don't know.
Or like the next year. Like
No, because I want to
year.
wait until it's some people would have forgotten. So they're like, "What the fuck was the Pope meaning?" It's the
Oh, like new kids who are like, "What does this mean?" And then everyone who's an internet veteran would
know,
be like, "It's
we-
come.
Yeah, exactly.
Ragnarok
Oh my
is
God.
upon us."
Oh my god, it's funny you say that. The first response to this was from unexperienced IT, and it's happening. The end is yet near. So somebody was already planning that whole Ragnarok concept. I think I would post a dick pic. Right? Is that
I
too
would
far?
post the Pope's dick pic.
I would not post the Pope's dick pic. I think that it would be much more confusing if it wasn't the Pope's.
If it were a young man's penis.
Yeah, like
that
a
was
young
posted by the
man of a different ethnicity than the current Pope. I mean, well, not a young man as in like a child.
Well,
We don't
no, it
wanna-
could be a
the-
woman.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, totally. But no, okay. I mean, I don't know. I this is all like the Pope's great. Okay, whatever. But yeah, no, I know that'd be fun. That's a really good, because like I don't know, it's the same concept with the whole like just like just putting a dick pic that's not yours on something, or that's not the Pope's on there, would bring up so many questions. It might be
like,
too.
Where did he get
Yeah, it
this?
might be too obvious though that it was like a hack though. In which case, there would have to be some
People
way
wouldn't
of.
believe you.
It'd be a hard to like pull off thing. Okay.
A picture of the Pope like having a selfie with a porn star.
Oh, dude. Hell yeah.
Both of them nude.
Well, maybe that's taking it a bit far. We don't want, like, I don't know. Okay, but let's think about it. How, like, I don't know. I don't know what the real worldwide reaction would be to that, like to any of that. Apparently, like, what is it? Isn't the current Pope kind of a bro?
Francis?
Yeah, didn't he wear like he went to a Japanese like thing with a bunch of anime characters on his like suit?
Is Pope Francis a bro?
Are you googling is Pope Francis a bro right now?
Yeah, I didn't
Good.
come back with anything useful. Pope Francis anime. Oh my god, anime coat.
Yeah,
There's no...
right? For those of you at home, everybody,
He's a bro.
look up Pope Francis anime code. Yeah, no.
First image.
There's been a lot of Pope talk on this episode. Like, are you
If you were offered the position of Pope, would you take it?
No. Well,
Really, I would.
I mean, because I'm agnostic, so I don't know what that would be real weird, huh? Like, I don't know if that'd be a proper way. Like, I don't think it'd be a good idea.
Hey Max, you want something that makes you feel unsettled?
Yes.
Google office chairs failing, and like you get to watch a bunch of videos of like the gas rods on the thing that you sit on just like exploding and penetrating people.
Oh god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a thing that can happen? Holy
Mhm.
shit.
I didn't know about that until like a month ago.
I was actually sad that I couldn't bring my office chairs from Juneau here. And now I'm 100% glad that I'm not, because if you had said that to me while I was sitting in it, especially with like how little I know about my office chair, like I don't know what its intentions
it can
are.
happen. I think it's office shares failing. Yep.
That's real concerning. I actually do have a hypothetical I do want to do. Because I know we're nearing on an hour and a half.
It's almost
And we
done.
can go longer if we want. Or we could do... I'm going to bring up the thing real quick. Where
Let's
is
do
it?
the hypotheticals.
Yeah, I've got one hypothetical that's very good. Where was it? No. Okay, so I know what it is. And I will put... I'll just present it, because it's not really an super original thing, but it's if you were like a serial killer, what would your alias like name be? Like what would you want to be called as your like known as?
Silent but deadly.
Really? Something that like, man, Riley, you kind of just disappointed the hell out of me. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, what serial killer name would I like?
Do you want me to chime in with mine?
Yes, please.
I actually thought about this recently for some reason. I think it was my friend and I had just finished watching all of Death Note again. Or not again, but for his first time. And I had thought about what I would want my cool, like, super mass serial killer, like, like, weird entity name to be, I guess. And it would be Carousel. Like, the fucking amusement park ride. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say kerosene.
No, that would imply way too much about like what. That'd be way too like maybe on the nose. I don't know if I was called Carrot. Like that's like his name is Knife. Oh my lord, no.
The serial killer.
So
Sniper.
The reason I would call myself Carousel, is because of the questions it would arise.
You beat them to death with wooden horses?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think if I were to do that, it probably would be on the nose. It would probably be like all my crime scenes were carousels at theme parks or something. I don't know. I don't know, but also I would like it to be something where it's like, first of all, it's just a cool sounding word. It's kind of menacing in its own right. I really love it. But also, like, it would make them question, right? Like, why is he called Carousel? What is this? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like that. So I have a last segment idea, real quick, before we get to sort of the ending here.
Hold on, I think I got mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot.
Knife.
You son of a bitch.
Yep,
it's very good. It's very good. His name is Knife. What was the murder weapon? Sir? Dude. So I wanted to bring up an idea, because I think we've talked about a lot of, like, sort of moral shit on there. Like, way more than I expected. Because, like, we brought up the entire idea of racism and that whole thing of dealing with, like families dealing with, like, having to deal with disabilities and stuff like that. I wanted to bring up a much less, like, common thing. So, I don't know if I've ever told you about this, Riley. And I kind of hope I haven't. There was a video a friend of mine and I found a while back, and it was called Guy fucks 3 horses. Texas love story.
I've heard of it.
Yes, of course you
Just
have.
the right height, no bucket required.
Yep. Well, because like apparently H3 did a video on it as well. So that video, for those who don't know, is about a man who, him and his wife, both have sex with animals. The wife does it with dogs, and the guy does it with horses. Now, they're married, they have 3 kids, or not kids, they have kids, and they're like, they originally planned to give up fucking the horses and fucking the dogs when they had kids, but the husband couldn't do it. And
Husband snuck off, right?
but there's a lot. Okay, so that short video is part of a 50-minute documentary, and there are way more things in it. It gets way worse, mind you. I'm not going to cover all the really bad shit, but the moral thing behind it is like the documentary sort of looks at these ideas of like why do we look at it as such a horrible thing? Why is it that like we look at other fetishes with a different light, and why is like bestiality such a bad thing? And I think it's an interesting argument because you go into this video right thinking people fucking horses, like those people cannot have my empathy like whatsoever. And I think it's really interesting because you watch the video and there's some people in there who it really is just like a weird like emotional connection thing, like something that like they just can't get with other people or something. It's very bizarre. But the biggest argument that comes up is like, is it consensual? Because you buy a horse and then you fuck that horse. Is that horse really giving you consent?
Well, do you believe that animals are conscious?
What do you mean? Do I believe it? Of course I do. Well, no, okay. So I think that well, yeah, I think that animals have ways of communicating, but I think that they think and feel, because like they feel pain, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know necessarily. So it is a weird thing though, because like human beings are the only animals that I might be wrong about this. I think we are the only animals that have sex for pleasure, right?
Yeah.
So that begs to ask the question, like, is it wrong to fuck a horse?
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm trying to think. Like, I'm not saying like it's yeah. I want to see your opinion because that's what the documentary was trying to bring up. It was like these people are being like, I guess it was trying to show like it was bringing up the idea of like, are they being oppressed for something?
I feel like penetrating a horse would be wrong.
Yeah.
There's no moral way to get around sticking your dick somewhere it don't belong.
To be fair, Riley, I'm gonna be real with you. This documentary went into places where it was the opposite, and sometimes even weirder. I'm not even gonna like. It was something. It was special. It was a weird Friday night. But yeah. I mean, my big question is like, it always seems with bestiality, and this is the thing that gets me. And yes, I know we're ending on bestiality. What a weird, yeah, right? I mean, holy shit. But like, why is it always dogs and always horses?
Penis size and availability?
But like, Riley, you can get a hamster for a lot cheaper than you can get a horse.
You would destroy that hamster.
That's true. But like, my big question is, why not elephants?
I feel like you wouldn't really get much pleasure out of it.
Riley, they're the original leather daddies of nature.
Yeah, but like, how tight do you think an elephant is?
I was not picturing it in that way. Dear God.
Exactly.
This is real awful. This is real awful. I was specific. I was like, I want to bring this up because I think it's weird and interesting. But now I'm definitely regretting it, huh? All right.
I feel like it needed to be said.
Yeah. I'm pretty proud of that leather daddy comment, though.
It was a good one. Caught me off guard.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we should be starting to to near end here. And
I feel like all of this pretty much sums up what the podcast will be.
yeah, I mean, like, it's gonna be controversial in some
Of
places,
course.
because like I was almost trying to curb you on that whole like the racism one when we were doing, because I was like, I don't know, like that's why I had to like specify. I was like, does he actually mean what he's saying there, or is it more like this? And I'm glad we skirted that line well. But like,
Well, I mean, it's hard to disagree with it because
yeah.
like
Well,
it's
a
how it
hard.
should work,
It's a
and we're thinking of like an ideal life. Like, what would this be? Not what it is right now.
exactly.
What I would like to see it be.
Yeah, because like just race and gender and all that stuff, it can't be like, I mean, it can be like culture is what's
I
defining.
don't think
Culture is what's defining, and the physical and like other traits of it, those are all like, that's not what defines your character, and I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting that it's become that it's something that we've always had like in civilization, and it's something so hard to weed out.
For sure.
But yeah, I think really like future going forward, and I want to ask you, like, did you enjoy doing this, Riley? Because I know this is a pretty
I thought it was rather fun.
like experimental thing for both of us.
Yeah. Never
Yeah.
done like anything like this before.
Yeah, and so yeah, I think going forward, my plan is that I think we should do one of these weekly, because that's kind of the norm schedule, right? So, and I think
Doofenshmirtz norm?
yes,
Okay.
we need to get him on here. Can we just replace our cover art with Doofenshmirtz norm?
How about just Doofenshmirtz's face in general?
That's true. I could see if I could weed it in there. No.
Honestly, if you could, that'd be incredible.
So, I think going forward, first of all, I'm going to have before this goes up, I'm going to make a Are We the Assholes email account, and so because in the future I want it to be able to people can send shit in. Send posts like this, so it's not just us looking up am I the asshole posts, or ask Reddit, or unpopular opinion, or any of that shit. And also you can send feedback, like anything that you want like us to know about the episode, stuff like that, through that email.
I don't think our language or opinions are going to go anywhere, so hate mail is going to be
that's
unnoticed.
pretty impossible to like. We're not. I mean, I think we're gonna discover
We're gonna make some enemies.
through this podcast. Like, I think we're gonna discover more about ourselves and our opinions on things, and the differences. But I don't think like we as people are gonna change too much.
No, of course not.
But really going forward weekly, and I think structure wise, we're probably going to add in, like, try different segment ideas out, add in stuff. I think one of the ideas that we were talking about was one that was focusing on like, well, one of the ideas that I was thinking about was looking at like really ridiculous arguments people have on the internet, like because we talked about internet arguments earlier, and I think it would be fun to look at like just some real weird shit that like garnered attention, and that people have seen and posted, and I'm sure there's places to find that, and that could be fun. But that's just like an idea, like, I don't know. For the most part, it's probably going to be like this, and it might change. We might get some people on, like other people on sometimes. I don't know. Could be fun. All right.
I imagine having a different perspective, like probably Gavin.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd
Well,
be a good
some
one, too.
friends of ours, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this goes,
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So this will probably be... So I'm thinking for our normal releasing or making this... and I think this should be in the podcast. I think that it's going to be weekly, and I think it'll be near the beginning of the week. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays type of deal. Does that sound good to you, Riley?
Yeah.
Okie doke. All right. This has been great. Email us if you at Are We the Assholes or something similar. The email will be in the description. Are we the assholes at gmail.com. All right. Good night.